We will get onto this transformation journey because we realize that we have to. That there is no other way that we can live like that. It is so urgent, it is pressing, it is almost like knocking on the door that we cannot escape, we cannot avoid this change, this transformation anymore. So that is the biggest theme that I'm picking up for this time. Hello, welcome back to another energy report video on my channel. This time we are talking about Scorpio Full Moon. That's going to happen on the 23rd of April, give and take a couple of days, depending on where you are in the world. But yes, this is the time that this full moon is being perfected in the sky. But these energies and these videos are actually timeless because energy is not bounded by time. The effects that we feel on a soul level have this ripple effect in our life for a long time, even a year. We may be dealing with these energies. So yes, listen to this video for the time specifically for this Scorpio full moon, but also know that these videos are timeless. These videos are not traditional astrological videos that you can see it on the outside because I'm not an astrologer. I just tune into the energy and I bring you my guided intuitive messages, themes around this full moon that you will be highly likely dealing with. Scorpio is the sign of transformation, and I guess that's why I was focusing on transformation on my channel lately. And I was also just recently released a video about transformation and why it is rare, and the 3 factors about that I was mentioning, because I by myself also going through these changes and these transformations, and I'm under the effect of this time for sure. When we talk about Scorpio effect, this full moon, one of the messages, the themes that I pick up is long-lasting changes and transformation in our lives. When I say long-lasting transformation, it will change us in a deeper level, in an internal level, so that we will see those effects on the outside. These transformation will be deep because we are not going to take some actions just to comfort ourselves, to beautify certain things, just to align and adjust certain things. We will get onto this transformation journey because we realize that we have to. This transformation we cannot avoid. Sometimes we just feel it so heavy that there is not much we can do but just to give up and let go and give in to these powerful energies, to these powerful changes that's happening around us that we cannot resist anymore, or we cannot do something to change it anymore. We just accept the fact that it is here. Probably it is here it's not here for the first time. Probably it is here knocking on our door multiple times, but this time we really need to take it seriously and do something about it, because we know that if we can pass through this time sleeping under the blanket, we may sleep through this time, but we know that when we wake up, if not this week, next week, if not next week, next month, if not next month, 3 months later, but it will be knocking on our door and we need to deal with it once and for all. So this is the quality of the transformation and the change that we are dealing here with this Scorpio full moon. Under the umbrella of a deep transformation, what are you going through will be totally unique to your circumstances and to your journey. And that's the beauty of having our own journey. You cannot compare it with anyone else's. There will be some similarities, but at the core of it, this is your wound, this is your transformation, this is your change, this is your path, this is your life, and it is unique to you. So please do not compare anybody else's journey with yours, and don't think that if something bad is happening to one of your, it will come to you as well. This is also a response that is coming deep from your wounding that you're expecting the worst case scenario. This is the happiness anxiety. This transformation will definitely be unique to you. But if you would ask me, I can share my dealings these days so that you can maybe resonate with it, or it may shine a light on your journey as well. But I'm sure when I talk about deep transformation that you cannot avoid, I know there will be one thing popping up on your mind already, or like multiple things. So that is the thing that you will be dealing with this time. Well, for me, it was being able to present in my life and really enjoying my now moment without being connected to anything else other than me, myself, my life, my internal peace. Some books recently, and I was reading, they were like helping me to contemplate on deep presence, deep surrender, and almost like on the path to enlightenment, bliss, on spiritual awakening while having a human experience on earth. And this was my challenge these days, to really try to find the real joy and meaning in life other than the earthly stuff, whatever it may be for you, outside of all of these, like looking for this almost like a dopamine rush from my outside circumstances. Okay, Sky is healthy, happy, and is not naughty today. Okay, my mom and dad is fine. My partner, he's doing okay. And our communication is like smooth. And rather than all these, if they were not in my life, if any of these things that I was describing, if they were, because even after I run to this end goal, even I accomplish these successes that I have on my mind, even if afterwards, what is deeper than it? Okay, after it's never gonna end. There will always be new challenges, but even we get through those challenges, what's left to us? I've got all these accomplishments, I've got all this love, I've got all these like appreciation, a lot of like heart and soul into this. What is my real fuel in life? What am I pouring into my life? What really makes it meaningful for me? It was one of them, this biggest transformation for me, to accept the fact that if I won't have any of these things that are like on the surface level giving me happiness and joy and love and ease and peace, if I won't have any of these, what I can rely on internally, what is left for me if I just leave everything out and like deep contemplation? Okay, so it doesn't have to be that deep for you. It could be something else, but that was my challenge these days, to really find the deeper meaning, a deep transformation that I cannot avoid. Even though on a mental level, I know that there will be nothing outside that can make me happy for the long term. Even on a mind level, I know that I was having a difficult time to really acknowledging it and like embodying it and like finding peace within myself, only with myself and within my internal world, without depending on any circumstances or anybody on the outside, and really feeling and being peaceful with that and finding this almost like deep peace and bliss that I can rest on. I was avoiding to look at the things that are getting on my way, all these like dopamine rush outside. And when these things happen, I was feeling like validated and happy and peaceful and at ease and all. But the next day I was almost like starting all over again, you know. This is like the eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. Was it that? Like they were erasing the memory? Or was it like the 50 first kisses that somebody was like suffering from like memory loss, and the other person, they need to repeat everything every day. Like, so I was like feeling like trapped in some way that like, okay, everything is repeating in my life. I mean, today I got all these tick, tick, tick. And the next day, I just need them to be in a place for me to feel like safe, secure, validated, loved and all. And I was like so tired of going after those things. And believe me, it gets even harder when you have the information at place, and when you know and acknowledge that you cannot go and look for things on the outside to make you happy. And when you have this knowledge, it is even harder and more painful to ignore and turn a blind eye to what you're putting expectations on your outside circumstances to give you the validation and the love and acceptance and bliss and peace and bliss. So I was like really fighting with that, how to embody that, how I can like establish my everyday life routine and my internal world in such a way that I will not need any of this. But in return, because I can find it inside of myself, that everything will then automatically reflect this internal peace, bliss, and love. Obviously, we are living in a human vessel and body. There will be certain like things that we need to take action, have this talk, or like state what we need, but not coming from urgency. I have to make this action, but rather like coming from a very solid foundation, knowing who I am, knowing my roots and my real source of peace and bliss, and then taking the actions, and then having the talk, and then interacting with the people that I love, and so on and so forth. So that was my big challenge for this time. So that I'm still, I guess, going through. There will be no second or third theme for this full moon, because the first one was already enough, and it was like encompassing a lot of themes inside as well. So I will just add some more into that point and maybe repeat myself, but it is so important that these issues, this one thing, or like multiple things, or like the themes that are going on in your life, that are like the sticky patterns that you always come back to when challenge. This is a message, and this is like a helping hand from the universe, that once and for all it gives you a chance to really raise the stake. There will always be a coming back. I have to share a quote with you from a book. This is the recent book that I'm reading from Osho, Happiness. It is like a person going to the peak of a hill. The path moves round and round, and many times he comes to the same view, to the same place, a little higher, but the same place, the same trees, the same sky, and again, many times before he reaches to the peak, he comes to the same point, a little higher, of course, but the same point again and again. Many times he will come again and again to the same distraction of past and future. This is just the beginning. But one day, one reaches the peak, and when one reaches the peak, all becomes available simultaneously. The valley, the sky, the clouds, the height, the depth, everything becomes available. That's what enlightenment is. A tiny advertisement break, just like one is like Osho, sometimes it's Eckhart Tolle, sometimes it's Abraham Hicks, sometimes it's Vadim Zeland, sometimes it's someone else. And you can follow me on my book channel on Instagram, which is Manifest with Books. I will put the link down below. I also have another Instagram account, which is Begüm Bener. I will also put the link down below. I would love for you to join me either of these accounts, because I share similar knowledge just as I share here. I share these like quotes that deeply touches me, and I put my interpretation on them as well. So my life is blended with the books, energy, manifestations, and transformation and all. If you want to get a bit of a taste of my life and what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, what I'm reading, what's inspiring me, you can follow me on either of these channels. I will be happy to see you there. So this is what I was actually trying to describe you. This one sticky thing that just, for everyone it is different. For certain people, always the issues with around money, self-worth, self-esteem, around work situation and work environment. For some of us, it is love. It is our interaction with our partners or our loved ones, family, or whatever. For some, it is a challenge of health, our body, the way how it looks, or the way how it doesn't look for us. But there is one single issue for many of us that is deeply, deeply hurting. And it comes back to us. It always reminds us this hurt. It just reminds itself that I am there. You have to look at me. I mean, this is your life lesson. This is your path through the light. Through that pain, you will reach to this peak where everything is available to you simultaneously. The valley, the height, the low, and the sky, and the mountain, and everything. Keep coming back at. You find yourself like, again. Know that every time when you come back, you're a little higher than you were like a year ago or a month ago when you were visiting that point. You're always a little bit higher, but because it is like always through the same path, you fall down to that place, it might feel so frustrating from time to time. But know that this is your gift, this is your gem, this is something that has been given to you, this is something that you've chosen actually before you come to this world, that this is going to be my path that I will walk, this is my teacher, this pain, this wounding is my teacher. And universe sometimes gives us a huge help for us to see another staircase that will take us to the higher level and higher level and higher levels. The stair comes at the end of a painful dark night of the soul or whatever they call it. But I just wanted to use that keyword for you to for us to have the same understanding. Maybe when you realize that there is nothing else that you can do, there's nowhere else that you can go, that no one else that you can speak to, I don't want to accept it, but you come to a point that there is no other way that you can go but accept the fact that this is your reality, this is your wounding, this is the issue that you have to deal with. When you come to that point, remember and know that you are at a very critical point, that there will be a leap, there will be a jump, that you will see the staircase going up higher, and you are not going to repeat those mistakes and patterns again. There will be a new challenge in the same area of your life, but it will be new, and you'll be happy that finally you're dealing with like similar misery. This is something new. It is not a repeating pattern. It may be on the same like life front, but it will be. This time is a very important time for us to catch that flight to the next level. Make the most of this time. So don't feel defeated. Don't feel that there is no help. Don't feel that it's all dark and you can't see any way out. Know that this is an opportunity for you to jump onto a higher level. Don't be afraid. Cry, get angry, get upset, like allow all these emotions to come through you and let them teach you. But know that you deserve happiness and bliss. This is your natural state, to have the peace, bliss, and ease all the time. But because we need to deal with our human self as well, we have to carry this vessel in the 3D world, that we also have to integrate this human self of ourselves to get closer to this peace, bliss, and joy, which is our natural state. Without acceptance, without accepting this part of ourselves, this human part of ourselves, some people call like humaning, when we fail at something. So accept your human side, go through anything that you need to go through, but make the most of this time. When you go to an amusement park, you just take those trains and then you go into the powerhouses. When we go to the amusement park, what we do, we try to take advantage of time that we have and visit as we can. We may go through our favorite ones multiple times, but we try as much as we can, like all these different places that we can enjoy. We don't avoid things most of the time. We just try to enjoy all of them. Make sure that you're enjoying every piece and bits of this experience, that this window that is open, help from the universe in the face of this Scorpio full moon, and face your shadows, your demons, and the parts that you're not proud of about yourself. Everything is included. Just try to make as much as you can and enjoy as much as you can as well. And remember that next day when you wake up after this visit to this amusement park, it's just, oh, it was so amazing. Oh, I was so scared when I first stepped into this horror house, but it was like beautiful. I mean, everything was amazing. I hope that I can go there, soon. Remember that once we get past this time, you will remember it with only the good parts, only the gems that you drive out of it. Well, I hope you love this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. So please take care. Until then, lots of love, lots of hugs and kisses.